This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages, right here on the Watch Spot. I am Kamurai. That's Rooster in the background. And I'm here to talk about things and stuff I've been watching this past week. Of course, we're going to start with the full screen lineup. Rooster Teeth will head the head. If you are a sponsor, the Let's Play Live documentary just released. I don't know when we're actually going to get Let's Play Live itself, but definitely, if you're a sponsor, check it out. It's about a half hour. If you are not, consider being a sponsor. Not just for this. I don't shill that hard. They don't pay me for anything. I just really like them. They're one of my favorite creating groups out there. But like you do get extra stuff as a sponsor. It comes down to being like $5 a month. If you donate to people on Patreon, which I suggest you do if you want to support people who make great stuff for you. And I've been exploring lately their other channels. I've been looking more at Achievement Hunter than I usually have. I've been looking at Let's Play, which is probably my favorite gaming thing out there right now. Let's see. The Kids Play, the Game Kids, I think it's what it's called. That's really entertaining. I really like what they're doing. I like that they're teaching their kids a vocation of sorts. And Kitty, not having it today. We're already... Tux is an asshole. We're already off to a bad start today. I'm going to play with him after this, so don't worry about that. The Chapa. So get Game Kids, and then of course the No. If you like newsy type segments and you want to keep up with what's going on in the gaming world, I would suggest the No. Even if you like esports and sports, like they have a new thing called Sports Ball. It's not one that I've checked out because I'm not into sports. Like I like rugby, I like lacrosse. It's things that aren't. I mean, stream, I just haven't kept up with them over the years, and quite honestly, I don't care enough. I'd much rather just do things that aren't that at this point in my life. But more power to you if you enjoy sports and such, unless it's baseball. Anything you can take a nap while you play doesn't count. At least golf, you have to stay awake and walk around. Or ride the little cart. So we can start a whole debate there about what's sports. The point is, it's all entertainment. So if you are entertained by those things, they have it. Red vs. Blue's on hiatus while they change over seasons, of course. On the Spot's on hiatus. What was the other thing? There was one more thing. No, that's not it, Tux. Oh, I haven't seen them do an RT short in a while. They did a 9 Steps to Surviving College. That's what it was, Social Disorder. The guys from Social Disorder did this 9 Steps to Surviving College thing. So, it kind of reminded me that Social Disorder Season 2 is coming up, and it looks like they agree to pranks the other person are playing. That's essentially what the show is. But the point is that it's in the public eye. So there's no plants, nobody knows what's going on. Ruby has not come back around yet. Really, phone, you can wait while I'm doing this. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. It wasn't an RT Animated Adventures, but I was really impressed. They did something... Oh, of course, there's free play if you like Meg and or Ryan. They do a comedy variety show now. I like Ryan, but I don't like him as much with Meg. If the show had more substance, maybe. Like, I don't turn the patch off when Meg's on, but maybe I should. Oh, but what was... and I don't know what it's called. Oh, Halo Distinct Combat Devolved. That's what the video's called, but it's... Minimations. Oh, okay, they could have hid that more. Minimations straight out RT. But they didn't use Minimations. They used like what looked like GTA or Fear or something, and then like alterations of that. I think the latest co-optitude was the Carmen Sandiego. The RPG series are going strong, but I've been trying to keep up with my other ones and get caught up on bad summaries. Of course, Tabletop is on hiatus. Yeah, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. She said the game's for babies a lot, but she's got a hat, so I don't know. Maybe she knows what she's talking about. I want LARPs to come back. I really enjoyed that one. I don't know why I clicked on this just now, but I was just getting used to the crazy paladin, and then the drama with the elf chick and the rogue ranger started kicking off. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll start doing that too. Oh, on the Nerdist.com, this is going to be a regular thing, I don't think, but Shirley Manson was on the Nerdist podcast with Chris Hardwick. I'm not the biggest fan of Chris Hardwick. His stand-up's really good. But like Shirley Manson's a real treat. I can't believe she does such a good interview like that. And then, of course, Laura Bailey shows up on Indoor Kids. So those are both treats there. So if you like what's going on with Titan's Grave or Critical Role, you think I'm an idiot because I'm not making an extra effort to catch up, I'm sorry. And Laura Bailey's awesome because she is in all the games and they talk about that on the Indoor Kids. I really meant to click on history before. Okay, so like I said, YouTube, I've been bouncing back and forth between a lot of things. I finally watched Twilight Chorus, episode 5. I still got to do a bad summary for it. It's going to be the hardest one yet because mostly the encounter was this Mad Hatter dinner party that Brandon made up, which is really interesting, but it doesn't leave a lot to talk about in the end. And I'm sure it was a great experience for them. And they even made a point to say that they liked it. It was really hard to keep focused because it's a lot of thinking, and that's what it is. But I do want to point out, especially if you go over to Kind of Funny Games, Colin Moriarty, probably my favorite guy out of that whole group, went through and played through all 6 Mega Mans, like in a straight sitting. I don't know why he did it that way, but he did. And they're really a lot shorter than you would think. It's like they're essentially the first couple are like. Or the first one is like a hour-long TV show, and the other ones are like short or like movies. They're all under 2 hours, and I would suggest binge watching them if you could, because it's actually really good to watch. He makes it look like an art style. He really does. You hear people talk about like defending live stream gaming, and that these people are taking the video game and using it as a paintbrush. It's really true here. Colin knows what he's doing with it, and he makes it not only look easy but beautiful. And it makes me really wish I was that good at Mega Man because it ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I got a disc there that I haven't checked in on. Okay, so it looks like I had a bout with Netflix here recently. I did watch Free the Nipple. I think this is under comedies, but it's a documentary, and I think what happened in the thing is real, and they mention real people. So I'm pretty sure it's a real thing, and if it is a real thing, then it is legal to be topless in the city of New York, whether you are male or female. I do think that's something that should be, we're getting all serious here, I do think that's something that should be true everywhere. There's no reason that boobs should be counted as porn automatically. But as fact, like, you can pretty much walk anywhere anyways as long as you have pasties on. And the nipple's not showing. So it just comes down to the nipple being pornographic, which is, of course, what I count as top nudity on TV. Is if did they show nipple, then it's not real nudity. But then you can do things like see-through and all this other stuff where it's like that counts. To me, anyways, I'm one person. I think it's about time we just do away with all this. Like, I don't think the sexuality of it is going to go away. But in fairness, like, you get Chris Hemsworth with his shirt off, or Chris Evans, or pick your superhero, and there's going to be a lady or dude drooling over that too. I don't know if they're going to go so far to wank about it, but we come in all shapes and sizes. The Harvest. I don't know what it was about this movie, but I was like, we're watching that. The Harvest is there's a little boy dying. This girl loses. I'm giving you the short version. I'm not saying you don't watch it. I'm saying that I'm going to give you the short version because it's that good. I think you can watch it knowing kind of what it's about and then still go into it. The point is that there's a little boy dying. There's a girl that who loses her parents, moves in with her grandma next door. She finds him. They become friends, but his parents don't want them to be around each other because basically his mom's crazy. Um, that's the impression you get from like the very start. And things develop, and it even says on the description like she discovers a secret that his parents don't want her to know. So there's a whole conflict there, and of course she is the good hero, so she has to try to help save him. Kill Me Three Times. This was the Simon Pegg movie where I don't know if he's supposed to be a spy or an assassin, but it's very, very similar to Lock, Stock, and the Two Smoking Barrels. It's very similar to Snatch. It's very much different story arcs that all cross over. They don't really contradict each other or anything like that. It's just they kind of meet up and they interlock, and it's definitely not Pulp Fiction where it's told all fucking out of order. We do a little bit of in media res where we start in the middle to the end of the story, and then we flash back to the beginning. But from there on, it's in sequence, and I'm okay with an intro like that because it tells you let me tell you a story of something that happened to me. And here's what it is. It's very Shakespearean. It's a play within a play, if you will. So I like that. Time lapse. It was a happy accident that Daniel Panabaker was in there, but that was not the point of watching this one. It was the description really grabbed me. The short version is these kids. I say kids. These young adults. I don't know, like college student level adults is what it seems like. Who aren't really going anywhere in life, find a camera that will take pictures of the future. So, of course, they want to use that to get ahead in life, and not comedy ensues, but drama ensues. And the movie does not go the directions you think it's going to go. It is very good at misleading you, so I will say that. So, instead of having expectations, turn those off, sit down and watch the movie and enjoy it. I could definitely recommend that movie. I probably should have rolled Hulu back a little bit to make sure if there was anything before a show that I'm going to talk about. Probably a little too in depth. Oh, that is creepy. Oh, but that sounds like actually a good show. I will come back to that. Give me just a second here. I'll start talking about the show. If there's anything else, I'll add it to the end. After Guy Ray Zero, like, I was watching something on YouTube. There's a couple guys that do, like, they're not top tens, but like they're, well, I guess they are top tens, but they're very subjective top tens. They're like top 10, 15s, most crazy anime ever, most special superpowered anime, which is where I got Guy Ray Zero, and then it was like the 10 best high school animes or something, and he just showed a 1-minute clip of Yozora. She was on the phone. I didn't know this at the time. She's actually talking to the guy right next to her, and then she's just talking about things. And every time she says "meet," she gets off the phone because she's whispering, so you can still hear it. It's real quiet. She's like "meet," and she looks at this other girl, and the other girl starts twitching and going crazy. And then she eventually grabs the phone, yells at the phone, and then throws it back at somebody else and runs out of the room. And it was so funny. I was like, I gotta get me more of that. And the show does not disappoint. I don't think that's in there till like almost season 2, but the show is great. It is a sexy female focused on male harem anime, but they do a really good job of putting in some diversity. If you don't know, Japanese is full of Japanese people, so like when you have people that aren't from Japan, or like have blonde hair, natural blonde hair, it's something different. It's something special, and they don't like it. In general, it's just like racism anywhere. So the main character has like this washed out blonde hair. There's another character that has long, real English blonde hair, but she speaks Japanese. She's not like it's not like she doesn't speak the language. And then there's the other like colored hair that doesn't mean anything really special, but like they make a point of pointing that out so that you know that he some of his background and everything. The point is that he gets transferred to this school. After about like a month, he forgets his backpack. He goes back. He runs in on Yozora talking to herself, and they have this weird discussion about how they can't make friends, or they don't know how to make friends. And everyone there thinks that they're both scary for different reasons. So they decide, or Yozora decides to start a club that's for making friends, and they call it the Neighbors Club. I think in the it's the Neighbors Club. It has like a religious overtone, but there's a secret message in the flyer that says "looking for friends." So of course, the whole theory is that people who need friends or looking for friends will see that message. It'll stand out and speak to them. So like that's part of the qualifying entry for coming in. So like they get all these members, and it's really funny that like they keep going on. Plus, the dude, what's his name? Not Sora, that's his nickname. I'm spacing on his name right now. I can't remember anybody but Yozora for some reason. And Rika. Oh, Rika. But the dude has a little sister, Kubota-chan, yeah. And then, which is really funny because one of the other girls really likes her, and then their student advisor is actually his sister's age, so they're really good. It's so funny, like, seeing all these dynamics, because it's a family dynamic thing, and regardless of whether or not they're actually interested in the guy or not, they have great chemistry between each other, and every time you draw a line, it's a different color because it strikes a different mood. And I really like harem animes like that, not because I want the porn. And this gets really clean with the stuff. Like there's a couple scenes where like people are just naked, but they align the hair special, and they do everything they can to cover that up so they don't have to blur or censor anything and keep it from being hentai. Because it's erogy at best. Or at worst, really. So it's not one you're necessarily going to wank to, but and good for that. I think it would ruin the show if they upped that. A little bit of fan service here and there is not going to kill it. But what's really funny is that like there's actually one of the characters that expressly like goes the opposite direction with it, and then there's another character that's just like super pervy, and she's probably my favorite, not just because of like inappropriateness, but she's just so over the top with it. And lovable too, because she hasn't got a clue. She's never had anything before. She's trying to learn it like she learned everything else through books. And then what I especially found good about this, it makes it very clear within the first half of the first season that there is a trans or potentially trans character in there, and I think they did that really well, regardless of how they have him doing his thing. He's got such a great story independently. If you refocus the show and it was just on Hima, I think that's his name, I think it would be a fantastic show, and just give him some inner monologue about everything that he's going through, and then still trying to like someone else as a boy, or someone else as a girl, even though he wants to be a boy. I think I want to see more from that character. If the show gets canceled, fine. Let me see more in that character, though. And then the one that really throws you is the super extrovert girl who is not socially adept. Like she's got to be bi. I don't think there's any hiding that, but she seems confused, and I think most people would put that in the bi-curious category. I think she's hetero-curious, if anything, because she's way into girl games, and she likes playing as the guy chasing the girls. Her obsession with his sister is borderline like creepy, And then like she's interested in him, but like I think it's more of like, well, you're the first person like that's really given me the attention that I feel is romantic in nature, and I really appreciate that sort of thing. Um, okay, so I had forgotten this was going to be a show coming up. Um, where is that creepy, creepy picture? What is that? Life in Pieces. Who's that? I recognize that guy. So I'm going to have to look into that later. Angel from Hell. If you're familiar with the show Glee, the coach from the Cheerios, that lady, I can't remember her name. I think her name in real life is Jane. Jane something. But she's actually a really good actress. You may not like her style of acting, and she gets typecast into certain roles because she does it really well. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. She has a show coming out where she's essentially going to be an angel, but she acts very non-angelic. But the mission stays the same. So it kind of puts this nice note on it of like, why did you expect it to be one way when you don't know anything about this? All I have to do is do what the mission says, and that's keep you alive or keep you on the right track to your salvation or whatever it is. So I really like that they're taking a pretty standard idea and twisting it just a little bit to make it into like a comedy. I really want to know what that show is now, this Life in Pieces. Of course, we've been watching Zoo and Under the Dome. We have some other shows reviving here soon. I think Mom. I know The Millers is like erratic at this point. I think Two Broke Girls is in the same category. And I think Big Bang is coming up at the beginning of November, if not in a couple weeks. So Life in Pieces premieres September 21st. Apparently, it's going to be one of these huge family shows. And yes, just looking at that picture, I recognize a bunch of these people, but I cannot tell you where from. So we are going to peek at that when that comes out. That's going to be a thing. Really need to start keeping a little thing. Eat Shoots and Leaves from Zoo. Oh yeah, Jackson got shot. They went to a hospital in Africa. Doctor gave him his rifle, did some surgery, and then bolted, which he should have done because there were leopards everywhere jacking people up. But at this point, they've managed to synthesize a cure for the mother cell type thing, which hinders my Gaia theory that it's the Earth acting as a big organism trying to protect itself from this human infestation, which it damn well should be. But I don't know where we're going anymore. This is like Lost. The season finale, I saw an advertisement for the finale coming up. So we will either wrap this all up and the show will end, or we're going to come really close and there's going to be some hitch, and that's going to be the focus of season 2. So that's coming up quick. Under the Dome. Enemy Within is released. What was the other one? Incandescence? Oh yeah, Christine came back. I like not evil Christine. I do. And I like that she was immediately repentant too. Yeah, you knew that was coming. She was supposed to die. It was either they were going to kill her off or she was going to get turned back. At the last second, we did this, and it was really weird that they killed off Eva, the mom. I couldn't get over it. I'm like, why would they have done that? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit the storyline. The only thing that it seems to help with is the oxygen deprivation situation. But if they're killing off the old and the children, then it makes a lot of sense. The reason is that the kid is going to look just like the mom, right? The kid was born in 3 days. It's gonna grow up pretty fast. So there's some nice twists there that I still left there, but the show is starting to even out in how much sense it makes. What I want is for it to to end this storyline and us to move into the invasion or whatever is going to happen when whatever they were sent there for. Like, at this point, it seems like it was an escape plan because their other planet got taken or destroyed. And I really want to know. I want to know more about that. Screw the humans at this point. Let's start cheering for the aliens to rip us apart. And I want to see that storyline. It is a couple weeks away. We've got on November 5th, Bombs coming back. Miller. It looks like they're done, but they did not end at a good stopping point. I'll be honest. I get it's a weird little episodic show, but Two Broke Girls, it's cycling back through season 4. We're almost to the end again, so possibly next month sometime. It would be really nice if they just gave me a date, but let's move on. So Big Bang Theory is next week. Next week tomorrow. So next Wednesday? That doesn't make any sense. The 21st? Let me check a calendar. Sometimes I get these wrong. Next Monday. They're going back to Mondays. Fuck you. Big Bang is on Thursdays. You're just going to swap it back. That's all I have to say about that. Let's move on. I think the only thing on Amazon is Under the Dome, which we already talked about. I need to utilize this more, but I don't have time. I keep adding and swapping things, and then I YouTube when I'm losing my mind. There's just really an abundance of free entertainment out there that you can choose to support, and I think that's the model that the world is going to go with, and none of the existing bigwigs are going to enjoy that. I did not watch The Pastor or Younger. I want to say Younger was the one that wasn't coming out until upcoming, and then Ambassadors actually hitting the season finale. So there's that. Real quick, let's look at the X's and the Jim Gaffigan show, because I know I watched those this weekend. It'd be very nice if you didn't autoplay things. Thank you. Is that Hillary Duff? What? Oh no, this has been on since March. What am I thinking? Oh, they're available, so maybe trying to think of a reason. Trying to think of a good reason to actually watch this. Like, I really want to, but like, it doesn't seem worth the time. Colony Crapstorm. Oh man, was this a big X's episode? Like, I realize it's not a serious show, and it has a very loosely written storyline that includes a baby it Eden has and is given away and never talked about. But it's still pretty funny. The weirdest thing about the show is how they sit around the table so the camera can see them. Like, I get that's an old sitcom thing, but fuck, it looks weird on camera now, that I've seen people that don't do that. Or they put the camera at the long end and they put everybody around the table normally, and you look like a seat at the table. But Stuart loses his mind. That's the short end of this. Stuart goes crazy, and then goes in on a restaurant that is not going to turn out well, because we know that Stuart has some problems in the kitchen as much as he loves it, as much as he's passionate. Then Haskell has this other storyline going along with his ex-wife again, which was really sweet. I really liked endearing us to Haskell a little bit more, because I mean, other than the storyline with Eden, Phil doesn't really have a lot of, like, not humanizing, but like personal storyline involved. We don't know a whole lot. Oh, we had the thing with his ex-wife, but that was a really short stint. And then I think we got way too much from Stuart way too quickly, and I really wanted Eden to bang him just so she could be like, not to like be like, we're gonna be together forever, just to be like, cross that one off the list. And I can't remember if she and Phil are still together, so there's that. This was one of the best, like, I can't believe this is happening episodes ever. If you ever want to see Jim Gaffigan getting chased by mobs, this is the episode for you. I'll leave it at that. That and it's the Bible story, which is just that his wife made him carry on a Bible, and then the press got wind of it. But of course they did. That's what happens. HBO Now. I don't think I've watched anything since last week. For whatever reason, I still have access. So I gotta make sure I'm not still getting charged even though I canceled. And maybe I can check out a thing or two from here over the next week to make sure. By the time they really cancel it, friggin' Game of Thrones will be back on. Oh, I forgot I needed to be able to get back to Under the Dome later. Scream. I am up to... What? Oh, okay. So episode 7 is available. I've only watched up to 6, so I do not have new stuff. I can talk about 7 and 8 next week. But from the looks of it, they're going after the blonde. This is really obviously very much like the Scream movie, where it's centered on Sydney. This is very much centered on Emma. I think that's the main character, which I still think is funny that she was Emma Stone. Emma Roberts was the last main character in the main movie, and then the main character in this show is named Emma, and then Emma Roberts is actually on Scream Queens, which is coming on Fox. Oh, come on, don't stall. September 22nd, so that is next week. I'm really looking forward to that as we finish up Scream. I may have to go around and finish up on Scream just so I have like something succinct to say about it before Scream Queen starts and I lose my mind over it. I did not realize this, but the Rachel from Glee I'm sitting here looking at is next to Emma Roberts, along with, why didn't you say her name? And then there's some blonde chick, and there's this black chick, and I really would like to know names. Whatever. It's centered on a sorority house. There's going to be a bunch of them. Oh, apparently it's the producers from Glee as well. So, as long as they keep the singing numbers to a minimal, I think we'll be fine. Emma Roberts, Jamie Lee Curtis is apparently involved as well. Abigail Breslin. It says Zombieland, but unless it's the younger sister. Is that who I'm looking at? Oh, it is who I'm looking at. It's the younger sister from Zombieland. She's one of the blonde chicks. I don't know. Nassim Pedrad. Only assume someone who looks a little foreign. Kiki Palmer. Glenn Powell. Lucine. Okay, like I expected to see and having all their accolades after their names does not help. Fox, you need to fix your shit. I saw what you did to things. I just you're not gonna mess up Deadpool. No one's gonna let you do it. So have it. I've not had a chance to make a break. This is still sitting here as a reminder. FX will sit in the wind until I have time to attack it along with ABC Family. If there's a show I could just take vacation time and binge watch, it would be Switched at Birth. But unfortunately, no, it's just not happening yet. So, Under the Dome, why did we close out Scream? Okay, so I've got things to watch, things to do. I'm sure I've eaten up enough of your time. If you bothered to watch this so far, thank you very, very much. Until next time, I am Kamurai. Have a nice day. If you want to see anything else we're up to, click the annotations and they'll take you to our other channels. Thank you for watching.